What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Mid-City Soccer Show. I'm one of your hosts, David Gessler. No Coriensko tonight, so I am your co-host, producer extraordinaire. I'm here with my buddy, Matt Swift, who is all swagged out with the giveaway stuff. You know what we should probably do, Swift? We need to have you put on every giveaway that we've had in the past 5 years and have you just put a layer on. Have all the shirts, have all the hats, the coins, the chains, the scarves, everything. And you have to wear it all at one time. But no, anyways, welcome, sir. You got a nice Sermenti chain, you got a scarf, got a hat.
Yeah. Got the new scarf.
I was gonna say that could already start some drama a little bit if we start talking about that.
We're not gonna do it on this episode. We'll wait for a different episode. This is good vibes only.
This is good vibes. Talking about good vibrations, sir, or something, I guess. Like we can do some beach music for Corey is the title there. But yeah, man, we're here to this is not soccer and coffee or soccer and bourbon, but this is soccer and what?
Monster energy drink, because I'm not drinking Red Bull.
Dude, you're brave to take that sip as we're recording this, because you're gonna be wired and not go to bed after the show. But you know what?
I'm here to party.
People. There you go. You look like you were here to party. That's good. Well, welcome everyone. As Swift said, we're here to talk about the good vibes with Charlotte FC. And Swift, I don't know what it is. I kind of chuckled. I was talking about lack of consistency last episode on the attack, and or should we be concerned about the attack? And we were answering questions about that. And then all of a sudden, we score 6 goals in the game and almost have a clean sheet against New York Red Bulls. So let's talk about the good vibes, man. So how are you feeling now after this game?
I feel great. I went back and watched all the highlights, and just a fantastic fun ass night, man, all the way around. And it's just good to have those types of nights as a franchise, and sharing that with friends. We'll talk about maybe some 5-0 action later, and our friend Bryant. But yeah, just a fun night, man. And I'm just so pumped that we have a team and that we're good and that we just kicked the crap out of Red Bull, a team that I do not like, a team we've had a little bit of trouble with. So it was good just to stomp them into the ground, and just good vibes all around, and really good to see some of the players get goals and get some minutes. And other than that little bobble by Kalina, I think it was almost a perfect night.
It still is a perfect night. Winning 6-1 at home is still a perfect night. So, well, let's get into it. Let's talk about some of the highlights, starting 11, etc. So, I know the first thing, and I'm gonna be the first to come on here and say this. Starting 11 got posted. There was a lot of I don't want to say hoopla. I guess you could say hoopla, whatever you want to, ruffling some feathers, some whatever. Starting 11 change again for this match from Dean Smith. Some notable changes. You did not have Liel Abada start at right wing. You had Corin Vargas start at right wing. And in the midfield, no Luca De La Torre, no Brent Bronico, but Djibril Diani started in this game with Ashley Westwood and Pep Biel in the midfield. And, I know I've been, I don't want to say critical. I've not been the biggest fan of Djibril Diani's on previous episodes or in our Discord, Soccer and Coffee, etc. And that when I first saw that starting 11, I think even in our little group chat between you, me, and Corey, we were like, "What the heck? Like, what why? What are we doing? Like, what's the thing?" And I thought he played a really good game. And I think, and I'll let you kind of talk about it, but is he going to be a DP level midfield player for us? No, but I think he's starting to come into his own, and I will eat some crow because I was always pretty critical of him. Starting potentially when we have players like Brandt or Luca on the bench, right? You would think on paper, you're like, why is Djibril Diani starting? But Dean showed why he's a coach, and Diani showed why he's a player in the league. So what'd you think of Dean's starting 11, and what I guess we could talk about Diani or Vargas, et cetera, from the starting 11.
Yeah, I like that Vargas was out there, and Dean even said in the press conference, Vargas has a pretty good history against Red Bull. And he should be starting anyway. I mean, it's no secret how I feel about it. But so was very excited to see that. And then, a little bit of a head scratcher with Gianni starting in the middle. But man, I think this was his best game. There was only maybe a moment or two where he was on the ball a little too much and got dispossessed and made a wayward pass. But other than that, he was great defensively. And when does he start like bombing forward all of a sudden? Like, where did that come from? Like, what is I stood up when he for that second goal, when he got that great pass from Pep Biel. I was like, whoa, what is he doing rushing up the field like that? I was blown away by the performance. And kudos to Dean for, seeing something and starting him. And Gianni rewarded Dean with that start and played brilliantly. And I said this in our Discord, like how this should work. And we've mentioned it before, like depending on who we play, you should be able to have different looks. You've got Luca, you got Brandt, and you have Gianni. If they're all playing well, that's a benefit for the coach, depending on who you play, what kind of style you want to play. And I think this game was great because everybody got in the game, and they all showed different pieces of their game. But man, what a performance! And I hope we could see more of this for sure.
Yeah, and again, I was pretty critical when I saw the starting 11. So again, I will eat my crow. But I this is also a different Red Bulls team than we've seen in the past, right? You have a different coach, different manager style. It's not as much of a heavy press team that we saw in the past. Potentially, I mean, they still pressed here and there, but it is a different era and a different, I don't want to say generation, but time for New York Red Bulls with Michael Bradley leading the charge. They have a little bit of a different system. And he's probably trying to instill it as well and probably trying to get some players there. So maybe Dean saw something, film, tape, whatever you want to see, that made it stood out and goes, hey, we need to bring a player like Gianni in. Because typically if you have someone that's going to get pressed a lot, you want someone that's going to be a little bit more creative, a little bit more quick on the ball potentially. And I guess on paper, Red Bulls historically has been a pressing team. I know our friend Russell Varner asked that question in the last episode, that should Luca start in this game because of potentially the press of Red Bulls, but I don't really see that as much in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also too, I think we wanted maybe a little more of a defensive bite, because remember the kind of difference is this year from when we went on that huge run last year is Pep is in the middle. So if he's in the middle, you got to have some defense behind him, and it can't just all be Westwood. So no matter who's paired with him, you got to have some type of defensive responsibility, and you also got to get your positioning well in the middle. Now, Red Bull did press a little bit for that second goal when pretty much everybody on our team touched the ball, which was amazing. But that's how you beat the press, by one touch passes and getting in good pockets of space to receive the ball so you can move the ball forward. And again, Gianni was a big part of that. Got the ball, and typically he kind of sits with the ball or makes a sideways pass, but he gets it forward quickly, and it made all the difference. So to your point, though, they didn't press like they have in the past, like full on assault. So it is a different look. And honestly, I didn't think we played all that great the first 10 minutes. I was actually a little worried. But we were able to kind of hang in there and get a goal there. But overall, yeah, I guess Dean saw something and went with that starting lineup, and it definitely worked.
Yeah, I agree with you. The first 10 minutes had me a little concerned. And then we got a goal, and that changed, I think, confidence and momentum pretty quickly there, right? So
and real quick on that. It's one of those things where it's kind of against the run of play. We get like a free kick, and we have a player up top that is good in the air, and he made a play. And that gets the goal. And that, again, like you were saying, David, that kind of flips things. Like, we were not playing all that well. It totally could have went the other way, but we have a player making an individual play, and great header. He just straight up beat his man in the air. And that was the difference. And that set us off for the rest of the game. Now, Red Bull did have their chances. They had a couple, come off the post and crossbar. But that's the way it works, though. Too bad. So sad.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, and this is a positive episode. I'm not going to try to be negative or bring it down. But again, going back to your point, Red Bull definitely had some opportunities to score some goals in this game, especially early on. And they seemed in the first 10 minutes, and I was at home watching the game, and announcers were talking about it. But I think Cade Cowell was going up against Harry Tuffalo, and they were even commenting like, Cade is a faster guy here, and if Red Bulls want success here, to kind of press and continue to push Harry here, because Harry's a little bit of an older guy and Cade's a faster guy. And Cade had some good moments there, but then Harry just seemed to like, there was a moment, I think, down towards the baseline almost, where he kind of made a tackle or a play and he got pumped up and he kind of fist pumped towards the stands.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and I got
pumped up too.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like right when that moment switched for Harry, it was like, oh, like we're not going to let these guys push us around or press us or take advantage of us.
Yeah, and to be fair, we also had some moments early on that didn't come off too. There was a shot by Vargas and then a follow-up rebound shot by Westwood where that ball has still not landed. I know some of my buds were giving Westwood, they were texting him after the game and giving him a little bit of crap for that. They're like,
it looked like it was
7-1.
Yeah. So what you're saying, it looked like him playing golf and his drive there a little bit. Is what you're saying? Yeah.
No, but I mean, we had our chances too, and it didn't come off. And that was the thing that kind of worried me too. Was I think we were up 1-0, still in that first half, and we had a couple chances and didn't bury them. And I'm like, oh, this could come back to bite us in the butt. But all was good.
So Charlotte went up 2-0 in the first half, I believe.
The second goal was
that that was the second half. Sorry, I'm like
it was close. It was so close.
It's hard to keep it's hard to keep track of having 7 goals or 6 goals in a game, right? But first half, I mean, I will say one thing that I was also happy about, and we kind of talked about it last week, was that Wilf seemed to still be passionate in this game, but he knew when to not push the buttons a little bit in this game to keep from getting a yellow card. That was another positive in this game, that Wilfred Zaha did not get a yellow card.
That's right.
So I mean, so you're breathing in there pretty heavily. What did you think of Wilf's play in this game?
Yeah, I mean, it helps when you're winning and playing well. And I don't think he was getting hacked as much this game too. He's still animated. He, throws his hands up when things are not going well, or he didn't get a pass, or even though sometimes it's his fault, and he still throws up his hands at other people.
There was a moment when the announcers were complimenting the communication between Harry and Wilf. They were these guys.
Yeah,
they were praising them because they're like, hey, like Zaha's even said during training that he has a really good relationship with Harry, and that they know when to play off each other and when to press forward and things. And I guess that's also experience, and Wilfred trusts Harry, etc. And then right when that happened, I think there was either a turnover or a bad pass, and Zaha kind of threw his hands up towards Harry, like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Kind of moment. And the announcers were like, oh yeah, like this is a good example here of the communication between these two, which I thought was pretty funny.
If I could just give my kind of like personal take on this. Now, again, this is my personal take, so take it with a grain of salt. I think Harry's able to have a good relationship with Zaha because Harry won't take any shit from Zaha, if that makes sense. So I think there's like a mutual respect there. I do think sometimes like somebody does need to say, hey, Zaha, shut your pothole. You're okay. We're okay. Okay. Like we're fine. Like, but let me say this: Zaha expects a lot from people, and he demands a lot, and he wants to raise everybody's game. So there is a level that I'm used to him doing that. Thierry Henry used to do that when he came into the league. He was so animated with folks, but he expects a lot, and so does Zaha. But I do like a player like Harry who he won't take that. He won't take that abuse. He won't, he'll give it right back. So I think that's great. And the more that they get along, the better it's going to be on that side.
Well, and I think it goes back to trust, like you said, right? I mean, and not to pick on this player, because I think he had some okay moments too, and they actually ended up trading jerseys after the game. But Wilfred Zaha was actually going up against the former Charlotte FC loanee, and Marshall Ruddy, right?
He worked him for Zaha's goal.
He did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but Marshall Ruddy was like a younger guy, probably didn't have, I don't want to say respect, because that's not that's probably not what it is. But maybe not the trust that Harry has for that Zaha has for Harry that he probably had for Marshall Ruddy. Now that's probably just reckless speculation. Who knows? But I think it says something where a player's played in the Championship and Premier League is your left back paired up with a guy that's played in the Premier League at left wing compared to a guy that's like 20 years old that's been on loan in MLS as your left back. You know what I mean? So I think that helps build that bond and chemistry a little bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm not trying to say anything disparaging about Zaha. I'm just because I'm a big fan. I know how he is. I know what to expect. But I do like Harry being back there because he does have that experience, just like you were saying. And big shout out real quick to Schnegg. When he came in, he played well too. So it was just like a good night all around because so many players got minutes and they looked good. Of course, we're up and we're flying and everybody's got confidence, but it was just kind of good all around for so many different reasons.
So I guess we can transition to the second half a little bit and talk about some of those goals. I know you mentioned it a second ago, the second goal where Vargas scored, where it was like a 50-yard run by Djibril Diani at one point. But to your point, like I think I saw the video on Instagram. If you guys haven't checked it out, I think the team put it on Facebook, Instagram, etc. But I think all 11 players on the pitch, or 10 out of the 11 players on the pitch, contributed to a pass on the build-up in the first 60 seconds or 90 minutes. I started cracking up when I saw that because I was like, oh, if MAR saw this video, he would have been like, yes, that's what I wanted to have on my team and be able to do. But then, whatever. But that's a different conversation. But great build-up play. Djibril had a very long run and somehow was the leading attacker on that play.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. It was amazing.
So, yeah, it wasn't the greatest cross in the world, but you put the ball in a dangerous spot, things happen, and that's exactly what we needed to have happen, right?
You're exactly right, David. That's the thing. Like, maybe not the best, but it got there, and you just never know. You never know what's going to happen if he doesn't play that ball. If he doesn't make the run, it doesn't happen. But man, to have the whole team involved, and the difference is the touches, the one touch, the getting in position to turn the ball, face the right direction and get going. There was a sense of urgency, especially after that first goal, and especially in the second half as we're rolling. There was just that sense of urgency. We had it in, against Austin, and it comes in spurts for us, and I don't understand that, and that's something that I think we need to work on. But when we start clicking, man, it is beautiful, fun soccer to watch. And that second goal was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great to see. And it was also great to see Djibril make that run because that was just fun to see. It was like, oh, this is a guy that I was upset about. And then he made a great play and then put the ball in a dangerous spot. Yeah, and then Vargas scores too and a start as well. So it was a really great moment there for it. So then Pep Biel, we were talking offline before the show started. Let's talk about Pep Biel and his goal first. So walk the folks who, if you can't remember what the goal was for Pep, but then let's talk about the impact of this. I guess you could say he's a pretty good player. I guess right?
He's pretty good. He's decent, I guess. It's all right. We'll
keep
him around. We'll keep him around. No, you remember that time? Yeah. Hold on. You remember that time we had Zoran on the show, and I tried my best to tease Zoran up just to like blast all the haters that like wanted like other players, and then we got Pep kind of late, and he just
it was because a deal fell through from an injury, and everyone was so pissed off that like, oh my god, the team can't close deals. We can't get big name players. What are we doing? We can't get the guy in Atlanta.
Miguel. We were supposed to get Miguel Almiron. We didn't get Miguel Almiron. Everybody was like, and I tried to tease the world is crashing
and burning, and then we fall into a player like Pep Biel, and was in the running for MVP last season until he got hurt. Right. Had huge goal contributions, and now scores again in early on in the season here and has another goal contribution for Charlotte. You were mentioning earlier, you got some stats about Pep Biel. You want to kind of rattle off for some folks?
I was curious just to kind of see, where he was on things. And so 42 total games. That's going back all the seasons that he's played for us. He has 16 goals, 16 assists. So that is 32 goal contributions in 42 games. That means he's getting a contribution every 1.31 games, which is incredible. And who knows where we would be if, he didn't get hurt last season. But what an amazing signing. He's a good dude. He wears an awesome number, my favorite number. So
he was also my sister's number when she played too, and that was her favorite number too.
It's a good number. Yeah. It's a good number. But yeah, he's fun to watch. He has a good attitude when he gets. The funny, I noticed in this game too, like he got fouled, and you just see him like fall back onto the ground. He has such a good demeanor about him, and he gets animated and he gets upset, but he also kind of like laughs at the situation too, which kind of maybe diffuses things. I've seen him get pretty heated, but I just really like him. I like everything about him. And I'm so glad that he's on this team. And, when I think, we're hosting the All-Star game, number 16, Pep Biel needs to be there.
Yeah. What's not mentioned when he got heated in Orlando in the playoffs during that loan, right? That's okay. But what's funny is that I remember people were like, "Oh my God, this guy, like just in the loan now, We're done. We're moving on from this guy."
Yeah,
here.
man.
Again, so it's so funny how people react, and then here we are. But now I want to ask you two questions. One, that goal was caused because Red Bulls fouled and got a red card. First, do you agree with the ref on issuing a red card on that because it was a goal scoring opportunity? Cool.
Don did a great job, by the way, getting in that position and fighting hard. And it was from behind. Pretty clear.
The other thing was, and this is, Dean mentioned it a few weeks ago, and I can't remember if we actually signed someone or if he was saying that he was going to, but we had a set piece coach, right? And that he was like, I've had a set piece coach previously in England to help with corners and set pieces, etc. And it seems like the past 2 weeks we've been a little bit more intentional on our set pieces, our corners, etc. And then in this moment, I don't know what the hell Red Bulls was doing in this. I mean, it was a great kick by Pep, but they had their wall, and then they allowed two Charlotte FC players just to stand there, and then right before the kick, just move out of the way and have a free open window for Ethan not to be able to see anything, and just Pep nail it right there in that spot. Red Bulls was really poor in that spot there.
Yeah. Well, I have two things too. Don't let me forget the second thing, because I'm gonna talk some shit. So the first thing is, I don't know if you saw Dean talking, and then or not Dean, but Westwood and Pep about that free kick. Westwood was going to take it. He said,
I missed this. No, I did not. I did not know this.
He fancied it, but then all of a sudden he was like, no, you take it. I think we got a better angle with you. So I love that they had that conversation and they trusted one another to take it. Pep saw something, really great shot. Yeah, to your point, I don't know if that's a design play or Red Bull just napping and, kind of caught off guard. They just got a red card, probably kind of disorganized. I don't know what it was, but we took advantage of it. Can I say the second thing now?
Yeah, you can.
I think statute of limitations is done.
Oh, I already know what you're going to talk about. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
And I think, did we talk about this on Soccer Coffee? I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast.
We talked about that on Soccer and Coffee probably like a year ago or so, or a year or two ago, because it wasn't widely known. So you kind of teased it then. So go ahead.
Okay. So New York Red Bull, their goalkeeper that was in net, Ethan Horvath, was supposed to be Charlotte FC's goalkeeper. We had a verbal agreement. And then he had a really good, I think it was like a Leagues Cup for the U.S. men's national team.
It was the Gold Cup.
Cup.
I remember. Gold Cup.
Or I thought I said it was the Gold Cup, and ended up being either one. It was either the Gold Cup or the Leagues Cup.
It's one of the two.
He had a really good tournament and started getting offers for overseas. He then jumped and left the opportunity here to go there. Now he's back playing at Red Bull and just got 6 dumped on him. So suck on that, buddy.
Sorry. I just needed to be quiet and let that sit for a second.
I never forget. I'm so petty. If you diss this club or you don't come here over someone else, I will never let you live it down. Now, somebody like Marshall Ruddy leaving, going to the other team, I'm okay there. And I thought after the game stuff with Zaha was pretty cool, and I actually like Ruddy. But yeah, Ethan Horvath,
like Royce.
Yeah, screw that dude too. All of them. So Ethan Horvath, you could suck it. You reap what you sow, buddy. Pick the ball out of your net 6 or 7 times. That could have been 10. It could have been 10-1 that game.
It could have been. It was he was in rough shape that game. Yeah. So Pep Biel scored, and then our buddy Wilfred Zaha scored, and I thought that was a pretty nice goal. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, like he kind of worked Marshall Ruddy a smidge there in that moment.
Worked him a little bit.
I think that was like a perfect, like, I guess like 30-second clip of a Wilfred Zaha goal. Like, was able to kind of isolate himself a little bit, not right in front of the goal, but kind of getting outside the box, and then had a screamer of a kick go right into the back of the net.
He tries that move every single match. Like, if you want that's
what I'm saying. It's like the stereotypical Wilfred Zaha goal there. He tries that every time.
You're absolutely right, David. That is the quintessential like Zaha goal. You see him cut in, and a lot of teams will move over a defender to guard against that. But for whatever reason, they didn't. I feel like Marshall Ruddy should know better. Since he's played with him, against him, and
practice against them for a year. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you show him the outside line. You do not let him cut in. But anyway, he did. And the reason why Zaha likes cutting in like that, because he has a shot like that. So it was good to see him finally hit the back of the net. I know he was probably frustrated and everything like that. So again, good. You saw the celebration. You saw how passionate he is about it. And I think that was good for him. Yeah.
So before I get to Archie and his goals or anything like that, I do want to call out, again, positive vibes in this episode. Shortly thereafter, or it was either shortly after or right before, Liel Abada got subbed on for Corin Vargas at that point, I think, after that goal. And I would just say, we've been pretty critical of Liel Abada, but that when he got subbed on, there was a moment, it was either like right after he got subbed on, but he was like playing with some urgency. And like there was a moment where it got down to the sideline, like he was pressing, got a throw in, he grabbed the ball, threw it in right away, started making a run right into the box, was able to get another passing, actually took a shot on goal. And I'm like, where is that Liel Abada? Like that is the Liel Abada that we kind of expect and see. And it was great for him to see. And I want to give kudos where it's deserved. I thought he played pretty well coming in as a sub in this game.
Yeah. I think, everybody else is playing well. Corin Vargas got a goal. So there is a sense of urgency. Like, and there, sometimes when there's a couple of goals already on the board, there's, blood in the water. Everybody wants to get in on the action. Right. And I think you saw a little Abada, like, I need to score, just confident wise. And so you saw him take a couple of chances. I feel horrible for him because the dude cannot buy a goal to save his life. And even when he does score, he's offside. But to your point, he did play well. I need to see that against another opponent when it's not.
Yeah. That needs to be consistent. I'm not saying that, but that I was just happy to see that because he does scream. He comes off a player to me that like needs confidence. Like I feel like he's a player that gets in his head. And if when he has moments like this, it can help boost him. And all of a sudden he's like, okay, now I can build off this versus the games where he's like 1-on-1 and then rockets a shot off target. And when he should have had at least a shot on target, and then he gets in his head a little bit. Right. So this was and then and I guess we can talk about it now. Like more subs come on, Archie Goodwin comes on, and he actually got a goal contribution, had a nice assist with Archie.
The assist was fantastic because one of the big things I had a problem with was his breakaway last game. Or was it last game? Can't remember. Anyway, he had a breakaway.
It was, yeah.
And then misdribbled off a breakaway. Anyway, so this one he did a lot better, and then was able to get the ball off his feet, because I felt like he was going to get ran down and muscled off the ball. I think he understood that and made a great pass for that assist. So I will say that call out specifically, because he had that fast break. I was hoping he was going to go to goal, but I think he got caught. But he was smart enough and crafty enough to get that ball off his feet. So big kudos there.
Yeah. So it's I guess let's talk about Archie. So Archie came in as a sub. There was a moment there, like obviously he's always shown that little bit of like potential here and there, but he's not been subbed on very much. He's not had a ton of minutes to make impacts, but came into this game, obviously, like you said, blood in the water a little bit, probably playing loose, didn't really feel much pressure there.
Sure.
David Schnag came in and had another assist and crossed a beautiful ball in, and Archie was able to flick it in, right?
Yeah.
And so like, but it's funny that both those goals from Archie looked exactly what you saw in his highlight clips from when he played in Australia. Like it was like exactly the same, like a header and a little flick off of a pass being crossed in.
Yeah,
but what'd you think of Archie though?
Yeah, no, he's like a little spark plug. He's good in the air, and he's pretty decent off the ball, and can make good runs. And yeah, I mean, how great is it too that one of the things we've kind of knocked the team for is when we have to make subs, like, oh gosh, okay, there's a fall off. But now Schnag comes in. I don't see much of a fall off there, right? If something, God forbid, knock on wood, something happens to Harry, Schnag has to come in. I think I'm okay, right? And then, Toklamati can work really hard, and if he gets tired, 65th, 70th minute, because he's been working nonstop, when you start subbing in Archie, it's kind of not like, well, let's hope for the best here. So it's nice to have options and different looks, like we talked about the midfield. So Archie, again, it was one of these nights where everything seemed to kind of fall into place. People were getting off the mark. Archie gets 2 goals. So that's a huge confidence booster. So it's just good all around. It's going to be good for the guys going into like this little break, getting ready for the next 2 home games. And just a big confidence booster for everybody, basically.
For sure. So before I go to Q&A, I think we need to just mention again positive vibes, but the goal that New York got was super unfortunate. I know. So,
dude, I'm sure Kalina is kicking himself, man, because it doesn't matter if it's 20-0, like letting a goal in. I'm sure that just irks the crap out of him, and he's played so well. And here's the cool thing, though: if you're going to make a mistake like that, do it when you're winning 6-0 or 5-0. Yeah.
If there was a time to do that, that was the time to do
it there. But that's very uncharacteristic of him. And like I said, I'm sure he's kicking himself. But other than that, man, he leads the league in saves. Another MVP guy on our team.
So this frustrated the crap out of me, because I don't know if you saw this, and I'll have to see where the post is. It was either ESPN or some writer on MLS or something like that. But they put their rankings for goalkeepers already for the start of the season. And I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, Kalina for the first like 2 or 3 games to start the season had so many shots that he had to block.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder where they put him at. If you had to guess, just this random beat writer that I had an image, where do you think if they ranked Kalina at?
If it's ESPN, they're morons, and he probably like 6th or 7th.
It was 13th. They ranked Christian Kalina 13th. I'll find it. I don't know if it was ESPN or something like that, but whoever it was, I saw that.
And never watched MLS games.
I almost sent it to you just to frustrate you.
Send it to me, because I'll sick them like this. I hate shit like that, dude.
I'll find it. I'll have to go through my history.
Send it to me. I'll say some things. But yeah, no, he leads the league in saves. Only 1 clean sheet. This would have been the second one, so that could have helped those stats there. But anyway, what are you gonna do? It's 30 saves. Yeah, 20 in the first 2 games.
Crazy. All right, you ready for some Q&A? We got some good ones in here and some fun ones as well. So I gotta ask this one, because first of all, it made me just chuckle just now, because and of course I just scrolled past it. So give me 2 seconds as I filibuster here to find it. It is It's from our friend Matt Nolan. So Matt Nolan put in here, and this was like at 6:50 a.m. like on the 23rd. So this is like super early morning right after the game.
Okay.
So Matt Nolan put the question in here, and again, this made me chuckle. Only real ball knowers will have seen this, but each of the 6 goals were subtly enabled by Liel Abada's positioning in the stadium. He's playing 9D chess, y'all. so he just makes that comment. But here's his actual question. On a more serious note, it was fun to watch him and Archie cook late in the game. Do you think there's something there that the team can continue to build off of and play with?
I would love to say yes. I would love to see Abada really start getting some momentum and consistently playing well. He got a great assist. I would love for him to get a goal. I think that would have been even better for his confidence. I hope so. I've made no bones how I feel about Abada in general, and I want to be proven wrong. I don't know. I'd like to see it, but I don't know.
Just build off this.
Yeah.
Deal. Just build off this and keep going, man. So
yeah, eat a cheeseburger or two. Lift some little bit of weights, and just make some better decisions, man. That's it.
Yeah. So this one is from Matt Jones. So he says, "I'm
Who?
still
Matt Jones." Sorry.
Wow. Probably like 5 of us that are above the age of 35 got that reference there, Swift. So he says, I'm still left wondering about LDT, so Luca De La Torre. Dean Smith says he's a long-term player, but right now he seems to think he fits when we are up a man. He's clearly a great player, but what is his role and where do you think he fits in this season?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what I was saying before, like depending on who we're playing and what you want to do. You know, Luca is a good passer. He can possess the ball. He's a good dribbler. And we've seen where he can, take the ball, face up and attack, right? He just needs more minutes. I'm going to be a little more patient with him. He needs more time. He, went through concussion protocols. So what I've seen so far hasn't been all that bad. Nothing like alarming. Just need to see more. But again, I think it's just going to be depending on who we're playing and who's in form. Now, Gianni just had the best game he's ever had. So when you do the next starting 11, I'm like, how do you bench him? So they're all 3 of those are going to push each other. And also Westwood's kind of like the wild card too. I don't know how many games and minutes he can have. So there might be some opportunity to mix and match in there too.
He's too busy practicing his drive with some of those kicks, is what you're telling. No, I'm just joking. I can't say anything bad about Ashley,
playing golf with Clint Dempsey. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah. Had a good
Westwood's a pretty good golfer. So
that's why he likes the Carolinas so much. No, I'm sure
that's part of it.
I'm sure it's part of it. So Chris says we scored 6 goals on Saturday, and he wore his Derek Jones Pop-Tart kit.
Oh boy,
is this a coincidence? And is he required to continue to wear this from now on?
Did he gamble?
I don't know.
Oh, is that in poor form?
You don't want Derek Jones. Sorry. Whoops. Went right over my head there. Sorry.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about it on the show, have we? Yeah, Derek Jones.
We have not. Just Google Derek Jones MLS and you'll see it. So
yeah, we'll keep this positive. Is it a coincidence? No, you got to just keep wearing it. Whatever works, man. Whatever works for you, keep doing it.
So yes, and this is coming from the person who's not superstitious, just a little stitious, who texts us before the game and said, "You guys come into Hop Fly so we can get drinks before the game." And then after the game goes, "We got to go back to Hop Fly because this is what we're doing." Or I don't know if it was you or Donnie or someone out there is like, "We did this before the game. We got to do it after the game now, and this is a new tradition." So
I think Nietzsche.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so you've got that tradition, and then Philip also responded to that question and says, "You're not allowed to wear a different kit. I wear my keeper kit from the first season, and I'm wearing that from now on." So
old school one, like it.
There, yeah, man. So let's see here. So there's
can we talk about 5-0 real quick before we forget?
That's what. So I was gonna.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. Sorry, I haven't looked at the questions at all.
So you're good. You're good. So Bryant, I guess give the background here with Bryant a little bit and 5-0 or 5-0. So
our friend Bryant, I don't know how long this has been going on now.
Anytime, I think it's been like since year 1 or year 2, I think. Yeah, it's been that.
So every time we ask for like score predictions, or just when someone doesn't ask for score predictions, he always says we're going to win 5-0. And like he says it every single game. And like that's his thing that he does. And so, we're all in Discord, on our game day chat. When we got to 3-0, I looked at the how much time was left, and New York's down a man. And I'm like, holy shit. This might actually happen tonight. For the first time ever that he's been saying this. And I was like, dude, we're on 5-0 alert. And, Bryant's in the game, or at the game. He's in the supporter section. I think you were with him, weren't you, David?
I wasn't at the game. No, okay. I wasn't there. Yeah.
So, everybody's chatting in Discord, hyping it up, and then it's 4-0. And I'm like, my God, tonight's the night. There's plenty enough time. We're like, and sure enough, we hit 5-0. And everybody's going bonkers. We're getting videos of Bryant in the supporter section, like just absolutely losing his mind. And it was just such a fun, again, like it's just a fun night. And it's like this been this inside joke for years now. And who would have thought
his volunteer tag from, I saw a picture of it from the game, from the tailgate, says his name, and it says 5-0. Like it says 5-0 on the thing, because it's just an ongoing joke. And he's like, we're gonna win 5-0. It's just gonna happen every time.
And then it happened. 5-0. And I was like, this is the most magical night ever. It didn't last long. But that's okay. Nothing perfect ever lasts long, right?
It still counts though. It
still counts. We hit it, and then hey, we scored again. So it all
if you look at goal differential, it still counts in this game. So
it was a pretty cool night and pretty cool thing to happen.
The thing that was going to spark the question is that in the Discord for the questions, he just simply put in there, "This is the greatest game in my fandom, for the record." So that was his question.
It's his thing, man. And then that actually happened. So it was pretty magical, man. Like I was happy that we were winning 5-0, but I think I may have been even more happy for Bryant, just because he's such a fun dude. If you ever met him, you would know what I'm talking about. Like he's a great dude.
So on this note, our friend Russell Varner, Rusty, says, does 6-1 count as 5-0 in your book? Does it count for you, Swift?
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
I agree. So I love Russell. He asked like 2 or 3 questions. So I want to just power through these 2 or 3 questions here.
Let's do it.
Which one was your favorite goal on Saturday, and why?
Oh my gosh. Dude, I don't know. Not the first one, which was, they're all good. What made me the most excited? The Zaha one was pretty awesome. I think this is going to be funny. I think the second goal I got most excited for because it was right after halftime. Good team goal.
And it was good build up and everything. Yeah.
I was standing up, smiling, like pointing and cackling at Diani, like rushing down the field. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe my eyes what was happening. And then that. So probably that one, I guess, just because I was already up laughing and having fun. But I don't know. When we went up 5-0, I guess that was like, there's so many good ones. I can't choose.
So I missed this one. So because this was like, there's so many things here. Bryant did ask, when we do win 5-0 exactly, can I come on the show? Yes, you can come on the show, Bryant. Just FYI. So
we can have him on like next
we can
show.
Have him on, so yeah, we'll figure it out. Brian, if you're listening, we'll figure it out. So Russell asked a third question, which also ties into another person's questions. I'm going to come back to that one in just a second. Opa Richard, big shout out to those folks there, says, in his honest opinion, 5-0 was a point in time, not the finish line. So 5-0 was shown on the scoreboard. It counts, and I won't fault the team for exceeding that. So
that's right.
There was some. These aren't really questions. I just want to read these for you, because I think they make me chuckle, and I think they're great. Charles put in here and said, I look forward to seeing a joyous Matt Swift during this week's episode. So here we are, Charles, all the positive vibes. And on that note, Paul also said, in podcasts after bad performances, we've gotten to experience what I'd like to call a passionate response from Matt Swift. How will he cope with so much positivity after demolishing of Red Bulls? And will he be able to maintain it for the 60 plus minutes? Well, we're 48 minutes in right now.
I am drinking Monster energy drink. I have a minty chain on. I got the, I guess one of the scarves on.
Just say the scarf. That's it.
I got my hat backwards. I'm ready to party. Like this was one of the best games I've been to. It was just fun and just fun all night. The whole Bryant thing, getting the 5-0, watching the guys play, everybody playing awesome. Yeah, place was rocking. I had a friend text me he's not into soccer at all, and just randomly messaged me and was like, "Hey, I'm going to my first game tonight." And I didn't see it till after the game, and I'm like, "Wow, could you imagine never going to a Charlotte FC game and that being your first game?"
First game. You could never chase that high again. Yeah.
What the hell? I mean, like, I could see that happening, like the 0-0 draw against Miami, but like, yeah, 6-1. I mean, it was cool. There was a lot of empty seats that night, but for those that were there or watched it on TV, you got to experience something pretty damn badass.
So on that note, Russell asked the question. So did Matt Chantry, aka Westwood Tea Gang, said something very similar. So I'm just going to read Swift since we've read two of Russell's. He said, let's see here. Where does this victory rank in your standings for most fun CLTFC game? He goes, I know it wasn't the most important game ever. It was early season, non-contender, etc. But the volume of goals, the hatred of the opponent, Michael Bradley, the surprise of scoring that many goals after a week of inept attacking, the Bryant 5-0 factor, Archie getting off the mark, Zaha getting his first of the season, ending the match in third place, stadium vibes, everything just felt loose and fun for me. So where does this rank for you after especially just reading all of that?
That really sold it there, man. No, I got to say, I was kind of like racking my brain about like, how much fun I had. There's been a lot of games where I've had a lot of fun. This one could be number one, could be number two. There was another, when we played Chelsea, I had a lot of fun. My wife was with me. Brandon Lewis was with me. And that was a lot of fun. And just, I know it wasn't a regular Caesar game, but this game might be number one. How often do you score 6 goals? Right?
Yeah, I think in terms of just goals and excitement, this was up there with the Daniel Rios 4-goal game. Or 3, was it 3 or 4 goals against Philly? That one was up there. I'm going to read some games that popped up on here just to help you reminisce here a little bit. So Eric Hill put in there Rev's first win was his first one. The Messi 2025 where Messi saved the PK.
That was a good one. Yeah.
The Nashville 2022 game, he says the first dominating win with Fuchs and Ruiz both scoring. Miami clinches the first postseason in 2023. Chelsea. Thomas Hughes puts in there the comeback to beat Nashville in the last 5 minutes last year was a lot of fun. The last second Tokunladi goal was a personal favorite. And then Joe Emerson put in there, and I really like this one because I remember. I'm going to read it and then I'll tell my story. Chicago comeback win year 1 remains in my top 5. Watching with Swift at Harp and Crown was a highlight. Right. But so it's funny. You were in Harp and Crown. I was in bed watching that game, and I remember I was watching the first half in the living room, and it was a later game because it was in Chicago, so it was East Coast time, everything like that. And I remember it was I'm why am I watching this? We're down 3-1 or something like that. And I just put the game on. I'm sitting there in the bedroom. My wife's asleep watching this game, and we come back, and I'm like, oh my god! I'm getting so pumped up and excited. I can't do anything because it's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm in the bed. I can't do anything. I'm like, that was a fun game. So so yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of good games out there. So so this is I'll make this the last question because this is a fun just speculation and. You even responded back with attention-seeking comment here.
So I know which one this is. Okay, I did.
So Mike's asked, although I think it's a foregone conclusion that he heads to the Saudi League, what are your chances that we have discovery rights for Salah from Liverpool? So
Salah.
Salah, sorry, thank you. Yeah, so I'm just terrible.
Yeah, that sounded very like Midwestern or like Northern Salah. What do you think about Salah?
What do you think about Salah playing for Charlotte? It's for the crown, So, anyways, there was a lot of talk on this one here. Just and I'm not going to go and read all the comments here, but
yeah.
Do you think Charlotte has any discovery rights for him? And what are your odds? Because I was reading MLS Reddit before the show, and it's so funny because every team and every fan's like, yeah, I'll take him. We got a chance. We could figure it out. And then Don Garber puts out there that he would love to see him play in MLS. So
sure.
Do you think there's a chance that I guess MLS could get him, or even a team like Charlotte could sign him?
Yeah, never say never. I mean, we just saw Griezmann go to Orlando. That's not a market that I would
crazy, right? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like all these big players, they go to the same markets, right? Maybe Salah can figure out how to be like the 7th DP on Miami's squad since they have as many as they want.
That was a joke put in our Discord, and it was a joke put on Reddit. So like it was that at least everyone loves to poke at Miami there. Everyone said Miami or LAFC or NYCFC to help usher in a new stadium. So.
And I think some of the comments in there too was kind of geared towards, you're going to see a lot of people say that he's linked to their club. And I think it was like, hey, just be careful of the attention grabbing.
Yeah. Well, Mike put a screenshot in there. I'm just going to read this quote, and I don't know if this is a real person or not. I don't know. Anyways, it just says, we do not know where he'll play next season. This also means no one else knows. Beware of the click whoring attention seekers. And then you're like, I'm stealing the click whoring attention seekers. So
yeah, one of my pet peeves, and especially I've watched a lot of like EPL and I follow Arsenal, and the UK is like 10 times worse about like gossip and just saying stuff just to say it, like rumors and everything. But one of my pet peeves is like this, like sensationalized, like, oh, we're linked to this player because it came up some random place, and like this clickbait type of, I could do without people doing that. I know people have to put out content, and maybe that's part of the fun, and people do like that stuff. It's just something that I kind of despise.
Well, and Thomas Hughes, who is a Liverpool fan also, and he also shared, I mean, and if there is a person in our Discord that probably follows Liverpool, I'd probably believe what he's going to say. He says, based off James Pearce and Simon Hughes, they both said that they would think he would prefer MLS over Turkey or the Saudi League. They've been saying this for over a year now.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, I think.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a path for him. Hey, you never know. Like, you had Thomas Mueller going to Vancouver. I wouldn't have thought that either. So
Marco Reus going to LA, Thomas Mueller. You've got,
yes.
I mean, so there is a lot of moves happening in MLS lately that you're seeing some big name players starting to
and different teams that you don't think about.
Correct.
Which is awesome for the league.
I would have never thought anyone would ever want to be like, I'm going to go sign for Vancouver.
I was really shocked to be honest. And then kind of shocked about the Orlando move, but you never know. The price is right and the perks are good. I
may ask you this. If you asked Matt Swift in 2020, so like when Charlotte was building up a team, would you have ever thought that in 2026 that MLS would have Wilfred Zaha, Messi, Thomas Mueller, Marco Reus, all these players in the league? Would you have believed it if someone told you that?
Some of them, just because there's been a history of some of those players like that coming here. They're a little more towards the end of their career. You got Son too. So
yeah, you're an Arsenal fan. You love him, don't you? Forgot.
Yeah, he can go kick rocks. He probably should have stayed at Tottenham, or he's probably glad that he left.
No, well,
anyway, I'm not going to take any more. I'm not going to take digs at Tottenham, like especially.
Hold on, I will. I will. One last one, because then he would have really loved to be playing in teams like Millwall in the championship. But, anyways, go ahead.
They are close to the relegation zone. But yeah, no, there were rumblings that Messi might come. So I don't know if shocked, but it is cool. Son is one that I was kind of shocked came when he did.
Yeah, because he's on the younger side compared to some of these guys.
Yeah, and Thomas Muller going to Vancouver. If you would have told me that, I'd be like, why? But it's cool, man. There are some positives to this league, and I think if we can change some things about this league, we'll get more and more, and it'll keep growing. But it's cool to see these players going to different markets, and it's not just LA Galaxy, LAFC, New York, Miami. So it's cool.
So I guess, and not to make this a whole speculation, it's just a fun conversation in the show. Charlotte does not have much flexibility, even if they were going to try to sign a player like that. What would have to happen, you think, to sign a player like that for Charlotte?
Oh, we'd have to get rid of one of our DPs, which we kind of. I want to keep this positive.
Yeah, okay, keep it positive. Yep, nope, you're good. Just that's all you had to say is we would have to get rid of one of our DP spots.
You'd have to get
open one up. Correct.
Get rid of one of those, free up some money. I think we're willing to spend the money. So just gotta make the room.
Yep, there you go.
And
cool.
The summer's coming up.
Quick, soon. It's like pollen hell right now. So, yeah. Anyways, so no game this weekend, Swift. It is international break. You've got some international games gearing up towards the World Cup, and then next week we should be back and get to talk about our friend Jose's team, Philadelphia Union. So,
yeah,
what a start they're having, huh?
Wow, like
crazy.
What a shock.
We need to get him on and have him kind of break down what's going on up there in Philly. So
I'm honestly, I'm a little worried about that game because they haven't won yet.
It's a trap game. Yeah, absolutely.
I worry. We have a week off. Kind of, we have this high. Can we maintain it? International break kind of disrupts things. So I hope we're up for it. I hope we can, I hope Philly can right the ship after they play us. They can do whatever they want after they play us. We are good friends with Jose, and I would have never expected the start that they had. Also Columbus. It's been weird.
It's very reminiscent of a certain city that is in the Midwest that's named St. Louis, how they started really hot in the first year with their coach, and then second year crashed and burned, and just so happens to be the same guy in Philadelphia right now.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
It's a shame.
Yeah, like they're 0-5. They haven't won.
They're the only team without even a draw. Yeah.
Yeah, Columbus has not won yet. And Philadelphia's only scored 3 goals. So yeah. We'll see how we do.
Well, if you asked friend of the show Bryant, we would win 5-0. So I think
pretty sure that's going to be his goal. Predictor.
There you go. Well, awesome, Swift. Anything else you want to highlight before we let everyone go?
I don't think so. Is there anything like? Are you doing the All-Star game? We talked.
I don't know. We were talking about that in the Discord a little bit. I probably won't go to the All-Star game, but I might go to the skill challenge because it's only like $18 for the skill challenge.
Yeah, for those that don't know or are kind of curious, the All-Star game, the tickets are a little pricey. They're basically kind of like what you would pay for a normal game, if you want to call that pricey. I've seen some for like 150, 200, something like that.
I saw them behind the bench like $350.
Yeah, so they're getting gone and kind of going up. The skills challenge, which is actually a lot of fun, is happening across the street where the Knights play. And like David said, the tickets are only like $17, $18. So that could be fun. So if you're thinking about, pricing, that might be the way to go.
And it's my birthday week, so I got to figure out a way to make that the theme for it.
Okay.
We'll see. It's my birthday.
We can get you a cake.
No, we don't need to get you a cake.
I still think kind of like the Olympics. They need somebody like a normal person to get out there and try to do the skills challenge just to
show the difference,
how hard it is.
You know, I completely agree, Swift, and I volunteer you to go out there and try to compete with them. I think that'd be a great show content.
We could bet on if I tear a hamstring.
Yeah, you could do goalie wars. It'd be great.
We are back-to-back champs, by the way. Goalie wars. 2 different goalkeepers. How cool is that? So
it's an awesome thing. Yeah. So I mean, check it out. And obviously All-Star, but that week, I'm looking forward to seeing what the festivities are like that week and what they have planned throughout the city. And hopefully Messi actually comes to the All-Star game this week or this year. We'll see.
He better, or if he doesn't, he should get fined and suspended because he didn't go. He didn't go last time.
He got suspended last time too.
He should this time. Well, they've got him on the marketing stuff this time. So,
like that. Well, that not to make this show not positive. They've done that before to sell tickets and they got sued for it. So it's okay.
Yeah, they should. They should do that.
Yeah.
So I think just one thing about Messi, real quick. I think I said this before. Like, he is the face of the league now. He gets preferential treatment. When I say that, I truly mean that. Miami gets to play games by themselves on certain times and nights. He gets proceeds from jersey sales that no one else gets. He doesn't have to do interviews because he doesn't speak English. So he needs to do something for this league. So he's got to show up. So him not coming here for this game kind of pissed me off. We talked about that, I think. So he needs to have his ass at the All-Star game.
He does a great Michelob Ultra commercial, Swift.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, he's the greatest. Like, he's awesome. Arguably the greatest player that has ever played. But if you're going to be the face of the league and get all this treatment, special treatment, you got to come to the All-Star game. And sometimes you got to show up to games that you don't want to. So there you go.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, fun episode, positive vibes around. Glad to have that energy. Dude, you hammered that thing.
Yeah.
You are
thirsty.
You're gonna be texting me at like 2 a.m. tonight and being like, guys, I got ideas for shows. So let's do it, man. But cool. Well, awesome, guys. We'll be on the lookout. We'll see if we get our friend Jose on the show, talk Philly next week, and then enjoy the weekend break, and we'll talk soon.
See you guys.